Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Searching for Players podcast, the podcast that is now slimmer, trimmer, and leaner, but not meaner, because we always stay nice. As always, I am David, Player 1, and joining me, as almost always, is Alina, Player 2. Joining us, as sometimes when he kind of sort of feels like it, Alex, Player 3.
I didn't have stuff to do today.
And joining us by popular fan demand, Dallas, our resident non-gamer, Player 4.
What that means is my mother, which that's not true. And yes, I'm wearing the same jacket as the last 3 episodes.
It's a jacket.
She knows what she likes.
Yeah. Denim on denim.
So like I said, it is slimmer, trimmer. We've kind of cut the podcast in half. If you really like the part where we talked about what we've been watching and what we've been playing, that has its own brand new show. So you can check that out where you find our opinions on the latest and greatest games and sometimes movies and maybe TV shows and whatever else we've been watching. So thank you for joining us because we are going to talk about news stories, announcements, things of that nature on the podcast and keep it short and sweet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Let's do it.
With lots of energy.
Yeah. Sweet.
Okay.
Sure.
So
why
did
your voice get higher?
Because he's like a firework.
It's called puberty. Thank you. But go ahead.
A little late.
Let's start off with good news, new game announcements. Far Cry 5.
Far Cry 5.
Already, the new
5.
podcast, new era.
Yes. Oh,
and same old jokes.
Same old jokes. I just want to mention, a couple of people have asked, like, what do Alex and I write on the piece of paper that we pass back and forth to each other? It's terrible pickup lines. So
usually themed to what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So it's,
And usually we cannot share them. I just wanted to let you know. If there's like 1 or 2 good ones that are shareable, I'll let you know.
That'll be
Put
on
in the video notes.
That'll be on podcast after dark.
How to pick up chicks.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
That's the second time you beat somebody on the podcast.
All right.
Sorry.
I'm gonna walk around like this now.
And we're off the rails. We're like not even 4 minutes in. We're already off the rails.
People love us.
Yeah.
All 29 of them.
Yes.
Great.
Well, now it's 27.
Delete. Okay, sorry.
Right.
We're short and sweet.
I'm
Far
all
Cry
ears.
5.
Yes.
Far Cry 5.
Just announced.
Love the
started off
title.
with some teasers, then they released the full trailer. Have you played any of the old Far Cries?
Yes, I have.
Okay, I have as well. Have you played any of them, or you a little bit? The reason I think this is really interesting is not just because it's a new game coming out.
Not at all.
No.
Okay.
I assumed, yeah. Sorry, I didn't ask, but that was
It's
just,
okay.
Yeah.
It's like I'm
Resident non-gamer,
left.
except for Far Cry.
alone over here.
Dallas is like, I love Far Cry. I've played every
Love
single
it.
Far Cry.
Like
since
when it was
came
in
out.
that one place.
Since it was Far Cry with no number on it.
Yeah. Far Cry with no number.
The Far Cry.
Yes.
They've always taken place in pretty exotic locations, especially for us as Americans. They've taken place on like no-name tropical islands, Nepal, like Africa. Now we're bringing it home to Montana. I say home. Obviously, we're not in Montana, but here in the United States.
Close enough.
Do you guys think this is going to
You
be
just mean like terrain type?
familiar?
sort
Familiar, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Cowboys. A lot of cowboys.
Do you think this is going to work? Do you think it's still a unique enough setting that people, one of the appeals of Far Cry to me at least was, going to these like sort of far off places, jungles, mountains, and whatnot. Do you think the plains of Montana, the mountains of Montana, are going to be able to capture people's interest?
I think it'll be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, looking at the trailer, I was like, oh, like, this looks like Far Cry. And then it was Far Cry. And then I was like, oh, that's pretty cool that they're doing it in America. I think it's...
Yeah, the settings, and I mean, to me, it's the story, right? So the setting, I mean, the story actually looks really, really cool. Based in that setting, looks like there's some religious aspects and cult aspects to it. So that seems pretty neat. And I mean, you're still gonna have bears. I mean,
People
don't think
love
they're gonna
cults.
That's pro cult. David lived in Waco. He knows.
Oh,
It's true.
Ooh.
I did too.
Yeah, he was there.
Yeah.
How do you think we met?
I was like,
People love.
never mind. Moving on.
But and I think it's a good way to keep this sort of thing fresh, where it's still sort of the formula of the series, but totally new location. Not change it up.
Yeah.
We're not going to some other jungle filled whatever.
Probably won't be elephants in this one though.
I would guess not.
Yeah.
I would guess not. We did
Not
see
a
a
lot of
bear in the
fruit.
trailer.
Yeah,
We did. It was
I'm
a
sure
bear.
there'll be mountain lions.
No
Right.
free range
What do they call mountain
elephants.
lions up there?
Cougars?
Okay, I don't know.
I don't know.
All those 50-year-old women will be like, "Rawr," and be like, "Go, get them."
Different kind of cougar.
Oh,
And I mean, it did look interesting. I wonder too. Do you think, because it is close to home, they're obviously dealing with things like cults and these sort of religious aspect, and do you think it's going to be
controversial?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you think that's going to be good or bad?
I think it's still going to sell well.
Okay.
I think it's going to sell just because of that. I mean, it looks neat. The story's interesting. Just, having just seen a couple trailers, don't know anything else about the game, and I'm intrigued.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What do you think?
I lost my thought.
Sort of just thinking about the controversy of there's a lot. I feel like sometimes that's where you have these issues up in Northwest. People land arguments with the government. They're more anti. They don't want them poking around. I feel like you're going to see a lot of that militia type aspect of things. I think it's going to be featured in this game, which I think. I mean, it could be interesting. I mean, it could. Some people say don't get politics in my video games. I mean, I think that can make things more interesting. And you can, of course, it's a video game, so you can kind of take it in its own crazy directions that you might not go in.
Is it political if these things actually happen? It's not you. Let's say Far Cry was not set in Montana this year, and you just told me oh yeah, there's a cult happening somewhere in America, but right now in Montana, and they're taking over the town, and all these people are just fighting against this cult versus their own religion, and they don't want outside help. And you're like, yeah, this is currently going on. I'd be like, oh, okay. What news channel can I watch this?
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is it that I don't see how that would be controversial if it
Well,
is...
okay. Well, no. So,
And I just want to say I agree with you.
yeah.
But go ahead.
Well, no. The reason I've read some stories that it could be because that's typically something that when you start putting that in media, or I'm sorry, in video games, it hadn't been done a whole lot in the past. It's becoming more and more, I think, mainstream. But I think it's going to be edgy, and it's going to be, obviously it's a mature story, and I think as gamers have grown up, the stories have gotten more mature, but 10 years ago, you wouldn't see something like that. So I guess that's what I was getting at.
It did look pretty dark. I mean, story-wise.
Yes.
I mean, it looks like a movie I would watch, honestly.
Yeah.
It looks like a movie I have watched. But,
Don't spoil the ending.
oh,
Okay.
yeah, the cult wins. Anyway.
Oh yeah, that old story.
Right? Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
I was about to say, because if it's a game I'm playing, you never finish the story.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
Halfway through the story, you see Overwatch, and you're like, what happened?
I'm also I like it when games will bring in certain things like they haven't said it specifically, but obviously this cult has some sort of religion. It looks like they're trying to force on people. We see a scene where they're doing a forceful baptism, which makes me think it's going to be at least based in some sort of Christianity, religion with split off to this cult and their more extreme views and stuff. I always find that really interesting. I know some people, again, may not. They may be offended that, how dare you portray whatever in this manner. But I think it's interesting. I think it can start a conversation.
Yeah, just don't invite me to your church. You're going to be like, hey, I'm going to show you something. It's in Montana.
So I think
You're going to get dumped.
I'm more intrigued by... I'm more intrigued by this Far Cry. Yeah, right? I'm more intrigued by this Far Cry, I think, than I have been by some of the previous ones. Like I said, I was always expecting sort of that jungle exotic setting.
Well, you can relate
and things
to
like
this.
that. So,
Yeah, I was
right.
going to say, are
To-
you...
to- not directly, not personally,
You
but
can relate to the
Is
cult.
there something that you want to tell us?
Yeah.
Well, no, because he had told
Safe
me.
space.
Far Cry 4, you're like, I've never killed cheetahs or a tiger before. I don't even know what to do. But cult, you're like, know exactly what to
Oh, I'm in.
do. Boom!
so I think it'll be interesting. It will be interesting to see if it can keep itself. I mean, I know it's the Far Cry games are usually first person and all that. I did get slight Grand Theft Auto vibes from the trailer. I think the setting will still be unique enough,
Sure.
and like I said, it's Far Cry, not so first person and all that kind of stuff. But
Yeah, I'm intrigued.
I'm actually interested. Yeah, so exciting times we live in.
Exactly.
Where we can play video games about cults. Exciting.
And one thing, I don't know if you've seen the poster they've released, but it's Far Cry, and it has like the cult leader, the main villain. I
Yeah,
assume.
it's supposed to be like the Last Supper.
It looks like the painting of the Last Supper with all his different people around him and stuff. So they're definitely going all in with the religious iconography and stuff. So
now.
Good word. Ooh. Yeah.
Has your opinion changed hearing that?
How
don't know.
would my opinion change? It was like,
I don't know. It sounded
I
good in
said
my
it.
head.
Well, I mean, I would watch a TV show. Like I said, I have. The Following was pretty much that, with a serial killer twist. But
Pretty sure there's some killing.
There's a lot of
Pretty
killing.
sure there's some serials getting murdered in this show too. This game.
different type of serial. Different types of serial
Ooh.
killer. Yeah,
Oh.
I know. Yeah.
Oh boy, I've been
look it up after the show.
I was like, those Fruit Loops had it coming.
Man.
All right, so like I said, this is our first sort of new episode, so I thought we'd do something fun. Sega announced that they're going to be bringing back their older properties. They haven't said which ones specifically, but it's sort of a revival of their old properties that they haven't touched in a long time. Because Sega has a huge library of old games.
Mm-hmm.
So I was curious what franchises y'all would be really interested to see Sega go back and bring back from the grave.
Ooh. So we'll just
Start with me.
So
So
that's-
the
Nothing?
first Sega game.
Oh yeah, okay. All right, good
Yeah.
one. Yeah,
I love that
yeah,
one.
That one.
That one.
That is
Yeah.
a
He, like,
classic.
The one
Sega,
with that
the
guy.
With the
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
was it the ping pong? Yeah. How about you go, Alex?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Skies of Arcadia. So I'd love to see that one. Hadn't seen it since it was originally on Dreamcast, and then it was on GameCube.
Mm-hmm.
That was a fun game. RPG. It was Sky Pirates. What's more fun than Sky Pirates? Battle system was fun. It's just a good story. One of those fun games.
Yeah, I remember that. I think I own the GameCube version, but yeah, that was. It was you're right. It was just one of those fun games, fun battle system. It was kind of a unique setting with the
guy was
Sky
a
Pirates
pirate.
and all that.
Yeah. You'd have you'd be your sky ship battles.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool.
Yeah. Could you get different ships, or you upgrade your ship? Or
Yeah,
something like
I think
that,
you could upgrade
Yeah,
them.
yeah. And it had a cool. I mean, it was sort of an anime-esque style
Yes.
for the time, so it was older school graphics.
I never played that. What was it on?
Originally came out on Dreamcast,
Okay.
Mhm.
and then they ported it to GameCube, and the GameCube version was like slightly improved graphics, and I think they added maybe a couple dungeons.
They
or
did. They added a
something.
couple dungeons to it. But yeah, it was a neat, one of those like 8,000 hour RPGs. It was pretty
Yeah.
fun.
Old school, but
Well, yeah.
in a good way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a cool one to see come back. I know a lot of people have asked for it, and I think it was in Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed. One of the racing stages was a Skies of Arcadia stage, and it looked really cool because it was a 360 PS3 game.
Sure.
And like the ships were flying around, and you'd be racing, and every lap the track would change because they were blowing up the track while you were racing.
That's really cool.
And then your car transforms into a plane, so then you'd be flying around the ships racing, and they'd be firing at each other and stuff. It's like, just make this a game.
Yeah.
Yes,
So-
exactly.
But yeah, that's a good choice. So,
Cool.
Alina.
So my choice is Panzer Dragoon.
Ooh.
I
Wow.
really loved Orta. Like, I played a lot of that game. I still have not finished the final level,
Mm-hmm.
but it was just really fun, and I've actually been thinking about going back to it, mostly because I have Nier Drakengard on the brain, and I'm just like, riding dragon sounds pretty cool, and I don't really want to play Drakengard, so maybe I'll just play Panzer
Right.
and fly around on a dragon like that.
So now, did you ever play the RPG that preceded
No, I did not.
all the shooters?
No.
There was a Panzer Dragoon
Saga.
which was an RPG.
Okay.
Sega Saturn.
Yeah, and then eventually they turned it into a shooter, and then they came out with the Orta one on Xbox.
Xbox. Original Xbox.
So
I was late comer to a lot of that stuff.
I haven't
How
played
was the
it,
RPG?
I don't know. I've never actually played the RPG. Had you ever?
I have not,
No.
but it's a cult hit.
Yeah,
Cult
it's one of those that
following.
people always talk about. They say it came out towards the end of the Sega CD's life, so there's only like 30,000 copies in
Yeah.
existence. So it's one of those really hard to find games.
It was one of
and
those
stuff.
games, like, if you could play any game called Panzer Dragoon Saga, like, that be the game
Oh,
you would
right.
play.
okay.
Like,
Alright.
That was, like, yeah.
And Sega CD was never a huge
Yeah.
selling system to start with. So no, those are good
I wonder
choices.
if Matt has it.
So what's your
He has
choice?
a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah, and it's just that one's a hard one to find. So there's a lot of different Sega properties. I would love to see them make a new Condemned, which I don't know if that counts because Condemned is 360,
Sega.
so that hasn't been around for a while. But
That's Sega.
Yeah.
That counts.
and don't forget, Sega owns Atlas now,
They do.
so they could always dig into some old Atlas properties or something.
Yeah.
But Virtua Fighter. We talked about this earlier. We haven't had a new Virtua Fighter since 5.
That's 5.
Which technically was on the PS2, although they then ported it to the 360, right?
No, it was on PS3, and then they ported it to 360.
Okay, was that what it was? Okay.
Yeah.
I know I own some version of it,
Yeah,
but
the 360 was like the superior version of it. I
okay.
think.
And Virtua Fighter's always been a super technical fighter. 3D, super technical, a little bit. I don't know. I just really liked it.
No fireballs.
No, yeah. There's no fireballs. You're not really like uppercutting people up into the
Yeah.
air, jumping up, doing a 1,000-hit combo. It's,
Yeah.
it's
No Hadoukens.
No.
It was Hadouken free.
None of that right there. Yeah.
Yeah. That's not.
That's from Street Fighter, which
Well,
was,
then,
yeah.
but what were you pointing at?
Hadoukens.
That's a
Yeah.
Hadouken.
Is
That
Okay.
move
No,
is a
that's
Hadouken.
No. That's
Higher?
actually a Shoryuken.
Oh.
That's a Shuriken.
Shoryuken.
That's a
Hadouken's a fireball.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was really confused.
yeah.
Glad we cleared that up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Virtua Fighter would
Same
be a
character.
cool one. And now I'm going to go for the low-hanging fruit. Sonic. Now you can say they've been making Sonic games for years. I want a
Have they?
good
Sonic.
Sonic
Have they been
game.
making? I mean, granted, they do have the new Sonic
No, they haven't.
Mania,
Yeah, and it got delayed. I think that's coming out in August now.
something like that.
I want, Sonic's like Mario, classic, iconic video game character, and I just feel like we've been getting mediocre to lackluster to bad Sonic games. So I'm hoping this new slate of games they're working on are good, and that they're
Yeah.
gonna, bring Sonic
I
back.
feel like everyone's hoping for that every
Every
Sonic game
time,
that
I
comes
know,
out.
I know. Yeah.
It's like, this will be the one. Oh.
Is like Sonic a game like that everybody has played at least
Well,
once?
hold on.
or,
Pretty
like-
Have you played Sonic?
I no. I want to say yes, but I'm
Well-
pretty sure it's no.
I was saying, because you know who Sonic is, right?
Friends when you were a kid?
Probably.
Yeah.
Like no. You want to know nerd status?
Uh-oh.
Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
that was my jam.
And we're down to about 19 followers now.
Yeah.
But you know who Sonic is.
Yeah.
Sonic
Yeah.
the
The Hedgehog.
Hedgehog.
Yeah,
See?
he's
You know
blue.
he's a... See?
Boom! Look at me.
There you go.
Yeah.
He's
no,
fast.
He's fast. I do know that.
Yeah.
I probably played like maybe a little bit, but I don't know why video games.
I'm sure
just
you
never
must
interested
have
me.
like I don't know. I can't even think about going into like a department store when I was a kid and not going to go do the demo for Sonic or like something.
See, but that wasn't even on my mind.
Yeah,
Of
I
like,
know,
oh,
and
like,
I think
there's
about
a
that
demo.
now, and I'm like, well, I mean, I guess if I wasn't even interested,
Yeah.
That was the whole Sega does what Nintendo don't. When they brought out Sonic the Hedgehog to compete against Nintendo, he was the fast, cool version of Mario. So, just think about the part. I remember the demos being everywhere because they wanted you to play Sonic. So,
So the
that's
answer
what I
is
did.
yes.
While Mom
So, see, so,
Probably.
So back to yes.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
anyways, that's my low-hanging
Okay.
fruit sort of answer of let's get that good Sonic
So
game out.
what's
Make it
your,
good,
What's
Sonic.
the one that?
Probably a Virtua Fighter because I haven't heard
Oh,
any
right.
talk about a new Virtua Fighter
Yeah.
at all. Like they used to come out pretty regularly, but I don't know. When fighting games took that dip for a little while, and now they're all back, there's been no talk about let's bring back that Virtua Fighter. So
Nope.
but interesting, cool. So we'll see. Who knows when they're gonna actually start? Maybe E3, just a couple weeks away. Maybe Sega will be like,
true.
surprise, here's this. We know. Obviously, my answer used to would have been Shenmue.
Yeah, but you
But
know,
now-
Shenmue
But they've
3.
officially said Shenmue 3 is coming, so that's cool. So a couple of quick things. I just want to get your reactions on these because I have an interesting reaction to the first one. This is a bit of movie news, but it relates to video games. Tom Holland is going to play Nathan Drake in the Uncharted movie. Now, let me say this up front. The Uncharted movie's been in the works for a while.
It's not a pick one.
Well, then give me the pad back. It only
That-
For
works.
pickup
That's-
lines only.
That pad is
Hold
for
on,
pickup lines.
I'm going to make it a pickup line, whatever she writes.
Ooh, I like
Challenge.
the challenge. Okay, continue, David.
Anyway, so and now the Uncharted movie that's been in the works back and forth for a while. Mark Wahlberg was supposedly going to play Nathan Drake. They had this rumor.
That'd been such an angry Nathan Drake.
But right now they're saying Tom Holland is slated to play young Nathan Drake. And apparently the storyline is going to be about when Nathan Drake was like 15 and he first meets Sully, which is his like older sort of mentor type character in the video games. It's going to be about how they first met, a story not told in the video games. So I do kind of like the idea that they're talking about, that it's connected continuity-wise to the video games and it's telling a story we haven't seen in the games yet. I'll be honest, though, I was super disappointed when I heard this. Not that I think Tom Holland's a bad actor. Tom Holland, he plays the new Spider-Man in the Marvel movies, for those who don't know. Mm-hmm. So I think he's a good actor and everything. But I wanted to see an Indiana Jones style Nathan Drake. Give me one of the not a movie translation of one of the games, but just another sort of installment of his adventures in movie form. Because we don't have Indiana Jones right now or anything like that, so it would have been cool to see that. I'm not super excited to watch a movie about young Nathan Drake. It sounds like a TV series. I can go watch the old Young Indiana Jones Adventures or whatever that show was from the 90s if I wanted to see a young Indiana Jones. So
what is this movie about?
So
video game about?
So I think I've shown you some of the stuff about Uncharted before.
That one sounds quick.
Whoa.
Basically, Uncharted is a video game version of Indiana Jones.
Okay.
It kind of sums it up, except modern days.
Whoa. Indiana Jones is a movie version of the video game Uncharted.
Either way you look at it, just think Indiana Jones and you get Uncharted, set in modern times.
Wait, but I mean, are they directly related?
No.
No, but you're just using
also
that as a
think
reference.
Tomb Raider. You know about Tomb Raider?
Okay,
It's kind of like that.
Okay.
And then the movie is supposed to be a story about the main character when he's younger and how he met sort of his mentor character and stuff like that.
Cool.
It's interesting. Like I said, I'm not super excited to watch a young Nathan Drake. I don't know.
I wonder if that would make a better game. Would you be interested in playing a game about that?
Not a whole game. Okay. I feel like that would be like a chapter where they do a flashback or something where he's younger. So like I keep talking about Indiana Jones. Last Crusade, where the intro was him when he was younger, and it shows how he got the scar and all that stuff, and then the movie was modern. So,
see, because in my mind, knowing nothing about the game, I feel like we don't need another Indiana Jones. Like, leave Indiana Jones and that style of movie, like, just where it is. It's fine. I don't think we need another one. Yeah. But what did you write, Alina? Were you going to add something to the conversation?
It's something about new stuff that keep reminding me about video game movies, so I wanted to...
Terrible pickup lines.
Yeah.
Whoa. It's on delivery. It's all in the delivery.
Okay, we'll get the delivery in a second here. Yeah.
What do you think, though, about Tom Holland as young Nathan Drake?
I don't know. I need to see more. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't have been my first choice, right? I'd rather see,
First of all...
I'd rather see a man. The man, Nathan Drake.
Well, and I will say this. I would have loved to see Nathan Fillion as Nathan Drake, but Nathan Fillion of, 5 to 10
Why
years
not
ago.
just
So.
Nolan North?
Ooh,
wow.
Ageism right there.
He's an actor, isn't he?
No, Nolan North is another, actually, because if you've seen Nolan North, the voice actor of Nathan Drake in the video games, again, it's an age thing. He's just a little too old. Like, he looks like the character, and again...
Well, they have that great CG. Just age him down a little bit.
Saying, just a little bit of exercise.
Just dye his hair.
Nathan Fillion isn't doing anything right now. He would be perfect. And I would buy 80 tickets because that man is hilarious.
Is Nathan Fillion not older than Nolan North?
They're probably about the same age. I don't know.
He's amazeballs.
He might be slightly younger. I don't know.
I just said
I'd have to look up their ages. I don't know.
Nathan Fillion hate on this side of the table.
Oh, yeah, I love Nathan
You
Fillion.
take your Nathan Fillion hate and go to another podcast.
Who's that?
But okay, so first of all, are you a fan of the game?
Yeah.
Yeah. Big fan?
Yeah. I've played Beat All 4.
So you're not really
Golden.
excited for the movie.
I need to see more. I mean, we've seen a lot of video game movies that were so I mean,
okay,
that doesn't just because I'm a fan of the games, yes, but I don't know if Naughty Dog has anything to do with it. Like I said, it's not. I mean, if it's going to be Hollywoodized, I got to see more. I mean, all we know is, hey, here's a cast,
right?
So I got to see more before I can make it.
Okay, are you a fan of the game?
I played the first one and I enjoyed it.
Okay.
But I'm not I have to buy the new Uncharted game.
So,
because I haven't played one since the first one.
How do you feel about the movie now? Because to me, what it sounds like is they're setting up for several movies.
Oh.
They're going to start with this prequel, if you will, a young Nathan Drake. That's his name, right?
You nailed it.
Drake.
Boom! Look
Nice.
at me, right? And then they're just going to, as Tom Holland ages, they're just going to keep the series progressing with him.
Maybe.
And then really get into the nitty-gritty and the man type actor that Tom Holland can be in the future.
I mean, when you say it like that, it sounds creepy coming from you.
But I mean, that could actually be very accurate, Dallas, because studios today love their franchises. Oh, this is a hit. Let's make 5 more of them.
Billions
Right.
more of these.
Yeah, and he's already got a following now since he's Spider-Man, or one of the 10 Spider-Men we have.
Yeah.
I don't really have any opinion of him. Did he play it in Avengers? Or is he just going to be in this?
No,
Or the one that was in Civil War.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he had a, like, small
I
cameo.
don't know. I don't have an opinion on him.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I can't be like, yeah, he'd be a great. I have no idea.
In the mind of a studio exec, I think they're going to build
I barely
upon
remember
this.
what his face looks
I
like.
could see that. I don't know. It will be interesting. Like Alex says, we'll just have to wait and see. But it's just, like I said, I'm not super excited about it right now. So, and then because of what Alina wrote down. What Alina wrote down, we can stick with the movie news. This is interesting. Weird, actually. So the Resident Evil movie series kind of came to a close with the most recent Resident Evil movie directed by Paul Anderson. They then announced just recently that they are going to reboot the entire Resident Evil movie franchise, and I've already said they're going to make 6
I don't know.
something. They've already
I just heard they were going to reboot.
we're rebooting it, and we're making 6 new Resident Evil movies.
Wait, didn't they end it there like this is the last one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Boom.
of Alice's story. Because
Oh, okay.
Alice in the movies doesn't exist in the game series at all.
They made her up.
So
for
they
the
made
movies.
her up
Spoiler
for the
alert.
movies.
How's that a spoiler?
Maybe you've never
So-
played Resident Evil.
So now we're like, are we going to get...
See?
I know. But are we going to get, a more canon game story? Are we going to have Chris and Wesker and Claire and Leon, who people you don't know, but that's okay?
It's okay. They're part of the game.
Yeah.
Which is funny because they were in some of the movies, but they were always the
Yeah.
side characters
Yeah.
to Alice, whereas,
Alice sucks.
Cool. Let's hear more about this,
Oh,
please.
man. She's awful. She's just like... God, no.
No,
they just kept giving her
This is
powers
bad.
and stuff too, right? Like,
Yeah.
It was interesting. The first, like I said, I haven't seen all the Resident Evils. The first couple were good, but then they started really going
I've seen
like
all of
crazy. So.
Except for... Is the new one out?
yeah.
Yes.
It
I
came out
haven't seen the
a
new
month or
one.
2 ago.
So
New
did
one's
you
now
like?
on DVD.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So did you like hate watch them?
It's still like a spectacle, so I was like, I had to go see
Right.
them, and it was like, I was a big Resident Evil fan for a while, so I was like, I gotta see these stupid movies, and it was just like, I don't know, it was like, I still have to see them, but
But you
I
don't want to.
hated Alice, but I loved like everything around her, like all the characters they would bring in and cameos or whatever, like those were always fun, and it's, I don't know.
But you don't like Alice.
I don't like her or anything that had to do with her, so it's just like,
Specifically,
Just curious,
what
is-
about
what
her?
were your
Pretty-
feelings influenced by the fact that it's Mia Jovovich playing it? Do you not like her? Or you
no,
just
not
don't?
necessarily, because I don't even think I really knew. Not that I didn't know who she was when I was first watching them, and I didn't watch them when they first came out.
Mhm.
But that part didn't really bother me. I mean, I don't know.
Oh.
It could have been anyone, and if it was still that same character, I wouldn't have cared.
Right.
But like specifically, what don't you like about her?
I guess she's just sort of like that Mary Sue sort of archetype where she can do anything, and she's like almost all powerful, and like there's no character to her. Like she's very flat, and I don't know if that's just Mila, but
So
you
I
know.
hope she's not one of our 6 fans. Followers, 'cause, we love you.
Yeah, but
She's not as dynamic as you want her
No.
to be.
and I'm not interested in her. I want everyone else that's in the series, not her. Like she doesn't hold any interest for me at all.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
So we have no idea what they're doing with this big
No.
reboot. So yeah, it's just weird that they ended the series. You think, okay, we're done, and now they're like 6 more movies coming, but it's not related to the first 6.
And
or
then they
whatever.
put so my other note. I don't know if you're gonna get to that.
Mm.
If you have anything else to say about this.
No,
one.
no, that's
They put Paul Anderson as the director of the Monster Hunter movie.
right.
So
yeah.
the other Capcom movie,
right.
and I'm just like, no.
But he's done so well.
No.
But here's the only thing about that is Monster Hunter. It's about the monsters and the hunting. There's not like a big plot. It's not like Resident Evil where it has all these storylines.
Oh no, but there will be. They're going to be like,
well, that's what I'm saying.
We've created
I feel like he can
a
do
monster
anything.
named Alice that'll come through and kill
I know.
all
Matt
the other
was like,
monsters.
"How long do you think until they're gonna put
It's just-
Mila?"
I just
Yeah,
feel
I was
like,
gonna say it's played by Mila.
Yeah.
I just feel like they can take the monsters and then do what they want because there's
Yeah.
not as much of a story.
Yeah. I mean, even Resident Evil technically didn't have that much of a story. It was very base. Laboratory experiment goes wrong and all these people become zombies. Bam. Like, that was the story.
That's how stuff happens.
I know, and that's fine, but it's just like, he's trying to make the argument of there was not a big story in Monster Hunter. And no, there's not, but there's, I'm sure, plenty of ways you can screw this up. Like,
Oh yes. Well, they've got the right man for the job.
Oh,
I
That was
know.
it. Yikes.
That's why I'm like,
Oh, I was keyed.
Yeah.
He's probably the other subscriber we had.
I'm sure.
They're probably at home watching this going,
Together.
that's it. That's it.
Like, oh, honey.
So I think that was good. We talked game announcement. We got to talk about what we want from Sega.
Mhm.
We talked a little video game movies and got
That's right,
a little
yeah.
heated about that.
just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
So that kind of wraps it up for the day. Keep our nice slim trim podcast going forward.
David, I think you're missing something.
What am I missing?
The pickup line.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So
Here it is.
So,
Brace
hold on.
yourselves.
Wait, hold on. So Alina wrote down, and these are just notes, but in order to get to his pickup line, let me tell you, she wrote down Monster Hunter movie, director Paul Anderson, and then new movie series.
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil.
Yes, okay, new Resident Evil movie series. Now, this is Alex's pickup line.
You said it couldn't be done, and it could. It can be done.
I
Okay.
mean, a good one, though.
Well,
Just read it.
Hold on.
Let the audience
it's
decide.
all in the
Hold on.
delivery.
it is.
If you need to
Go
take
ahead.
a second,
Oh,
go
I do.
ahead.
Hold on.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be 30 minutes by the time I get this done. All right. Watch what she said. All right. What's up, girl? I want to stick my zombie in your new Resident Evil series.
Worse, actually. Worse than reading it. And on that horrible, terrible note, thank you for watching our podcast. And we will see you guys next
if
week.
you like that,
Bye. Yeah, if you like that, subscribe.